Good morning, everybody. Today, we won't be here at the house. That's for sure. We will be somewhere way more exciting. We're going to be going to look at a place. How do I say this without giving it away? We're going to look at a place that potentially could be a destination for doing some marriage conferences. Was that mysterious enough?
What?
Let's go.
Is happening?
We had a lot more chores to do this morning prior to getting out of the house, so it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility that we're welcome to have for the farm that we have. So we're going to be getting some rain, so we had to get a few things done. This is a one-day opportunity for us, and so we've got to get on the road. That means you can't get the rest of your plants in yet.
I know. The plants, and then I've been looking up and researching about our strawberry plants, and
I'll drive.
You're gonna drive? I felt like we didn't have great plants. I mean,
let's drive.
Flee. Okay. Oh, that was a computer.
I didn't know that. I'm so sorry. I regret often when we are vlogging that in the moment I'm like, I'm just not gonna pick up the camera. I am experiencing this. I don't know, should we show this?
I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed, maybe. There's a lot of times.
I don't want them to think that this or that.
Yeah, there's a lot of times I just don't pick up the camera, and Philip was like, I can't believe you didn't really vlog today. And now looking back, I'm like, I can't believe I didn't either.
And get my elephant.
I got your elephant.
Where is it?
It's in the trunk.
Oh my gosh, Mommy loves
Mommy
you.
rocks.
She looks out for you.
I do. I went around the house. I collected all the things. I got your elephant. I'm sad I didn't vlog today. This is a retreat center that we just happen to be connected to. That it's not a big, huge retreat center. It would be very small, but it would be epic. It would be gorgeous. It would be transformational. It would be small and intimate, which would be incredible. So we've been talking about doing conferences for a long time. It's just a matter of, we have a lot on our plate and we don't know how much should we add more to our plate and when. And I've talked before, we need to at least be able to hire or contract out some of our work, because if we want to host retreats and do all the things that we do, we need a little help. But, ew, I have a poopy diaper in my purse. Oh, that's ripe. Okay, Cassidy, is it just us? Just us, baby? Let's go. Going to grab some dinner before we hit the road with our friends. Confession. I thought I could do it. I started by thinking I was going to set this up right here, and I was just gonna wash down our front step from all the winter mud. Yeah, I couldn't stop. I just power washed our entire driveway surface area because I couldn't let it go. I was like, well, now there's a pile of mud there, and now it's there. Well, now it's in the grass. Oh boy. Okay, today is Tuesday, and you guys see this video today. So literally, I am filming this just a couple hours before this video is going out. We took a little time to breathe as a family, and after looking at that conference center, and let me clarify, it's not a conference center, it is a location in which we could possibly have some smaller conferences at. And then once we start dreaming, it's a snowball. So it has been a crazy year for everybody, but it has definitely thrown a wrench or tailspin our dream into a back burner for a little while. We have dreamed of starting conferences for years, and before I get too far into it, I want to clarify that this is still a pipe dream. Usually on social media and on YouTube, people aren't sharing things until it is already done. Like, they are sharing that we are looking for houses after they've already purchased a house, you know, because so many things have changed and you don't want to necessarily be held to something that might switch up. But this is us dreaming with you, because we started this channel to be a community and a family here. But it's not really a secret that we got into our RV so we could travel across the country and do meetups and meet you guys. And then from there, we thought we would have like kind of a smooth transition to starting some conferences. Come here, chickies. So I have to confess and admit, this morning I was in tears just as a mom of 3 young kids, and my tank is kind of empty. So this morning, was I or was I not a little teary?
Oh yeah.
Just expressing that my tank was empty, and we have a super incredible, strong, amazing marriage, but we know when to intervene. We know when we are at a point where we need to talk about it, or we need to say, I'm in need, I need this from you.
Honesty works best when it's reciprocated. If you pour out your heart and I'm not receptive, then honesty like doesn't move anything forward.
Sure.
I think that's why a lot of couples or people in marriages feel like, oh, what's the point? And they kind of get discouraged. I've said it so many times, I wish we could just talk. And then all of a sudden it's like honesty without like the reciprocal listening. Instead of like being so busy, like sitting down on the couch, I grabbed her feet. I realized in that moment, she's been asking me for like a while, like I would just love a foot rub, or she's just saying in passing, rubbing her feet. She kind of gets teary-eyed. That's what I've always been needing. That's what I've been asking for without asking for it, and that's what I like truly need. Honesty without slowing down, intentionality like means nothing. Marriage doesn't work with one person working on it. Marriage only works when 2 people are working on it.
Totally.
And I had to come to the realization by her blunt honesty when she said to me, my tank is empty. And I know what it's like for my tank to feel empty. And so I come to her with compassion and empathy, feeling I've been there too. And so when she was honest with me saying like my tank just feels empty, I'm able to go, okay, nothing else in the world at this moment matters. What matters is that she feels listened to, she feels loved. If you guys haven't had that time of connectedness to just sit down and look at each other and say, this is what I'm struggling with, why don't we just start with a little bit and kick the ball down the road and get there slowly, and get there so that one day you can be like us, where she just goes blah, 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 and I can take it, because I need that. I need to know that my best friend isn't feeling love, because I'm everywhere. I'm all over the place doing so many different things, and I have forgotten in these periods of life to slow down and hear your heart.
So this is where our passion for marriage conferences really comes in. I say that we are more on the lines of experts when it comes to infertility. We are just more experienced in that being our particular grief that we struggled with as a couple. But even this last year, as our daughter having open heart surgery, we yelled at each other a lot.
Yeah.
And the conversations always ended with, we are on the same team. And that's when we could reset, reboot, and be like, okay, I'm not upset at you. I'm really just upset with this situation. And 100%. Then we were able to align and keep going forward.
Most conflict is that way, isn't it? It's like you're mad at a situation, not necessarily a person.
Sure.
And then it's not until you're really, really in the thick of an argument that you realize, oh my gosh, and it takes humility to say this. I'm not as mad as you as I am that I just feel like my needs aren't being met because this is stressful, this is stressful, and it's compounded into you're the closest target.
Totally.
And you're not gonna run away if I project my frustration on you.
And I'm thinking even more that not everyone, a lot of people have been stuck at home and you've had to work on your marriage even harder this year.
Yeah.
We are lucky that we've been working from home and we've been 24/7 for a long time.
Yeah.
So but we've always worked well together. So we knew that we could be at home and work together.
And dads have never seen their kids this much. And in some regards, it's absolutely life-altering, incredible, amazing. And in some cases, it's a joy sucker.
Yeah. So we really are able to catch it when we say we are on the same team and we go forward from there. But our big passion is for couples to catch it before it feels like the same side. The other person's side feels so far away that it feels like you're never going to get on the same side again. Yeah. So that's like my big I mean, we love marriage conferences. We think counseling is amazing. We think marriage conferences is amazing. But with all of this is still a pipe dream because I personally am going to refuse to hold a conference until we can be in a conference where we don't have to have masks on. Because this is a point where you are super vulnerable. Yeah. And having like a physical, I know it sounds weird, but this physical wall up where you can hold yourself back, I don't want to do that. I'd rather do some online stuff first, if that's what we need to do.
I think some sort of like Zoom conference or something would really be a good
if you guys could reach, if you guys could reach out to us. Let us know.
What we do and what we believe at the core level is that infertility is a major problem that hits 5 massive areas of your life. It hits a physical, a financial, an emotional, an intimate, and sexual. And it hits a spiritual level. And financial. Did I say that? And it's all these levels. And yet, at the beginning of all of that pain is a marriage that's in conflict. For
those of you who are there to support your friends through infertility, props to you because you're trying to understand something that you're like, I'm trying to understand, but I have no idea how deep you're in that pit because the pit is indescribable.
Yeah, all illness has a indescribable pain to it. All of it does. And there are illnesses like that you just learn to cope as it goes on. Infertility gives you a new hope and a new disappointment every single month. And that can cause a person to spiral in a way that they don't even understand. Having connectedness and cohesiveness in a marriage is what not only kept us going together, but like we were thriving together even in the midst of pain because we had a very solid foundation.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna try to cut this video shorter.
We talk about how we have green. Or it's been 5 days ago. This grass was brown and yellow like the chicken coop behind you. Guys, can you see
spring.
That? Spring is here. This is amazing.
If we could try to consolidate, what would our dream be? It would be to host online conferences.
That's why we loved about this property that we went and talked to. It's so tranquil. And it's so serene, and it's so beautiful. You can't not walk on it and just take a breath of fresh air. And that's what society needs. That's what marriages need. That's what our marriage needs. It's just a breath of fresh air. Yeah. It's about how can we become the best version of us that God wants us to be.
Okay, so we would love to have some feedback when we kind of dive into even just if it is an online conference to start. We want it to be in-person, intimate, and then grow from there. Yeah. But would you like it to be focused on infertility through marriage through infertility, marriage in general, or maybe families of young kids, or what is it that you would look for us to start? We always first and foremost jump to infertility through marriage, or marriage through infertility, intimacy through infertility, all those things. But if there's something a little bit broader that you would like us to more touch on.
Just first and foremost that you guys know this too, we are not perfect. We're profoundly off the mark. And I think that's why Alex and I talked today, and I told her, I said, you know, babe, like, this has been such a tumultuous season for many who can't go to church, who aren't in Bible studies the way they used to. And for us, that's a big deal. It might not be for you, and that's okay if it's not. But for us, if you're not connected to your rooted system, it's gonna be a lot harder. Not just to say it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be harder than just venturing through life, because life is hard enough on its own.
Right.
But if you don't have a source or a well to drink from and just have an unending supply of support and community and encouragement, it's tough.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys in advance for anybody who does send us an email. We are going to do our best to try to reach back out to you. But if we don't, we are going to read them, and we are going to try to respond to as many as possible.
Yes.
But thank you guys again for all of your love and your support and your input on kind of us going forward in our dreams.
Yeah. Go let your love multiply, you guys. We love you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.